Hello and welcome to Empire of Wargames. My name is ePlash and today I wanted to talk about the pre-orders from last Saturday. So the ones you can pre-order right now. We are mainly going to talk about the Sisters of Battle, and we are going to talk about new terrain and a little bit of Necromunda, House of Shadows. If you enjoyed the content, consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribing, and consider checking out the Ko-Fi of the channel down in the description below in order to support the channel. Alright, let's get into the video. So first up, we are going to talk about the Sisters of Battle and the Combat Patrol Adapter Sororitas. I've been talking about this box extensively even before it was officially announced. I have predicted this box, a lot of people have been expecting this box, and that's exactly what we got. You're basically getting the old combat box or battle box as it was called, and you are getting a Rhino on top of that. A lot of people are not very happy with this box because it has a little bit of everything, but nothing too specific and not enough for, full units and squads. Additionally, they are all easy to build and you have no weapon options included in this kit, except for maybe the Rhino. So yeah, for £85, this one is going to be good value, especially considering Sisters are one of the more expensive armies to collect. I will give you a full pricing breakdown once I do the Combat Patrol analysis video for them, which I will be working on shortly. Alright, next up we have Astra Thorga and Reliquant at Arms. This model I've also been talking about quite a bit. You can see it on the screen right now. There are a lot of different opinions on this model, but all in all the rules seem to be very interesting and solid, and the model itself has one of the best banners that we've seen in 40k so far. Great model all in all, but yeah, there's really not much more to say here. When it comes to the price, it costs £23.50, which is a little bit cheaper than I honestly expected for it being two models. But yeah, that's pretty good. Lastly, we have the Castigator, the big tank. As it stands, and as far as I have heard, there are not going to be a lot of weapon options attached to this one, which is honestly surprising because when you look at the other tanks the Sisters have access to, they usually get to choose if they want flamers attached or bolters or melters. And this one doesn't seem to have that. Furthermore, the price is hefty. £52.50 for a Rhino chassis is quite a bit. Sisters tanks especially have been quite expensive for having Rhino chassis, but yeah, you will have to evaluate that yourself. I would be actually interested to hear what you think about the price of the Castigator and if you think it should be cheaper, more expensive, or if it's just right. I would be very interested to hear what you think. All in all, I think the tank looks great. The turret especially adds a lot to the Rhino chassis because it's modernized. It certainly looks different than a Predator from back in the day. So yeah, and there are a lot of additional details and furnaces and a lot of stuff was added. So yeah, I can understand that it's going up in price a little bit, but £52.50 is quite the steep uptick from what a Rhino usually costs. Alright, that's it for the Sisters. A lot of new stuff, but that's it for the Sisters for now as far as I know. I don't expect them to get models super soon. But yeah, as far as I know, they are selling very, very well. So they are going to get more models very soon and inevitably, but I don't think it's going to be quite this year again. All right, next up we are talking about Warhammer 40k terrain, namely Battlezone Charadon. We are getting Battlezone Mechanicus Charadon as one big set for Strikeforce type games. You are getting two 30 by 22 inches battlefields, which are basically double-sided gaming boards out of cardboard, and you can obviously also use only one if you are playing Combat Patrol games. But the cardboard in general is not the best material, and if you're starting out it certainly works, but a lot of people are soon going to recommend you to buy mousepad material battle mats. Other than that, the terrain looks great. I think a lot of that is due to the paint scheme and it looking very, very neat. So the dark blue with the white looks really, really good compared to the older paint scheme. Now, the terrain looks great and the set is going to include everything you need for a Strike Force game according to GW, but I'm really questioning if the terrain included will be enough for a 2000 point game. It really looks like it's a little bit too few line of sight blocking terrain. There are no L-shaped ruins. There is basically nothing of that traditional kind of battlefield type we're using for competitive games. So we will have to see for ourselves. As it stands, GW is also not offering a full-on display on a gaming board from the top-down perspective like they did for the Killzone, Kill Team box. But yeah, as it stands, we'll have to wait and speculate, because I'm also not sure how big the cylindrical platforms are going to be. As it stands, it's looking like a good box. I'm not sure if the terrain is going to be quite enough for 2000 points, and I'm not a fan of the cardboard battle mats. Other than that, there's one thing I would change, but we'll get to that shortly. Next, we are getting more terrain you can buy separately. Battlezone Mechanicus, Ferrotonic, Furnace, which is going to be an expensive model because it's quite big. So yeah, this one we've also seen back in the day. It was also partly included in Warhammer Conquest, and you can buy it now again. Other than that, you can buy the cylindrical terrain separately, and you can buy some kind of bridges or catwalks, as they are called. Yeah, lots of separate terrain, lots of thematic terrain. So if you like the Sector Mechanicus stuff, you're going to love this release. Other than that, you can obviously buy the Mechanicus Battlefield mats. As I said, I wouldn't recommend that. If you're investing that kind of money into 2 of those cardboard mats, you might as well invest that money into mousepad material mats and have something that is water resistant and scratch resistant and will last you way, way longer. The last thing I wanted to talk about, and the last thing I would have wanted to have included in the big box, are the terrain datasheet cards. I think they're extremely useful. I enjoy using datasheet cards way more than having a big book open or having a codex open at all times and carrying all of that around me. I would really enjoy having wall scroll type cards for Warhammer 40k in general, but as it stands, these terrain datasheet cards are all we are getting. So the terrain datasheet cards are going to be sold separately, which I am confused by, because the terrain datasheet cards would make perfect sense to be included in the big Battlezone Mechanicus Charadon box. It is not. So you will have to dish out another couple of pounds or dollars or euros. Yeah, and that's it for the terrain. All in all, lots of solid stuff here, but there are definitely improvements that could be made with this release. Lastly, we have Necromunda and the House of Shadow. We are getting the book, we are getting the EPUB, we are getting cards, dice, new models for House Deluxe, and we are getting new Orlog weapons and upgrades. A lot of stuff happening for Necromunda. I'm glad to see it doing well. Necromunda is an awesome system. It works well. The models are amazing, especially the Fort World ones. Sadly, I'm not a fan of resin, but the Fort World models always look great, and the ones you see on the screen right now are pretty awesome as well. You can certainly use them for Adeptus Mechanicus conversions. The upgrade sets for Necromunda are insane compared to the 40k ones. Here you are getting just massive amounts of heads, weapons, arms, close combat weapons, and so on. I wish we had similar upgrade sets for the Imperial Guard and other Space Marine chapters and so on. Having just lots of weapon options is always a nice thing. And so yeah, I hope this is successful for Necromunda, and GW will see that this one, that upgrade sprues in general are just a nice thing to have in any system. Also Age of Sigmar. So yeah, that's that. I hope you enjoy whatever you're pre-ordering this week, or not, if you are going to look at what is going on with GW currently. But yeah, the products all in all are pretty good. The prices are questionable at times, but we'll have to see and discuss in the comments. So if you have any opinion, if you want to discuss something, ask questions, drop it all in the comments. I will try my best to answer as quickly as I can, and we can have a discussion down there. If you enjoyed the video, click all the buttons below the video except the downvote, and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye bye.